Well, hello there. How are you? I hope you're doing well. Today I have a book haul, a pretty special book haul. Recently I was contacted by Thriftbooks if I would like to partner with them for a book haul. And of course I said yes because I love Thriftbooks so much. For those that are unaware, Thriftbooks is a online used retailer that I've been using for years. They're where I purchased my copy of 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, and as we all know, I'm obsessed with this edition. It is gorgeous, it has illustrations, and I love it. On top of that, I also purchased The Rime of the Ancient Mariner from them forever ago, and it's gorgeous, and it's where I always get my Hemingway, and it's just, they're wonderful. And I'll share a little bit more about them if you're unaware, but most of their books run around the $3.79-ish mark to around $4 depending on the condition of the book. If you spend over $10 on their website, you get free shipping. All of their books are sent out in recycled packaging, which I love so much. But back to the video, the book haul. If you're interested in any of these books, they'll be linked down below. And without further ado, let's just book haul. Yeah, okay, cool. The first book I have here has been a long time coming. It's a book that I should have read forever ago, but I didn't because I'm me. And that's Animal Farm by George Orwell. You guys have been telling me to read 1984 and Animal Farm for forever. And you've been saying, Erica, you need to read George Orwell. I have. I read Down and Out in Paris and London. Remember? Do you remember that? I do. But nonetheless, finally of Animal Farm. I'm going to read it. I hope you're happy. This next one I'm so excited for. I mean, I'm excited for all of these books, so if I keep saying I'm excited, it's just because I'm excited. So, The Haunting by Shirley Jackson. It was originally published under the title The Haunting of Hill House. So, The Haunting or The Haunting of Hill House, whatever. Shirley Jackson. I read We Have Always Lived in the Castle last year by Jackson, and I loved it so much. I'm pretty sure I read it in one sitting and it was wonderful. I enjoyed it so much. So I'd been planning to read more Jackson and this was just too perfect not to get this one. So with The Haunting, I am familiar with the story, only slightly, barely. I watched the film as a kid. All I remember is Owen Wilson. It's about these people that go to this abandoned old mansion and then stuff happens. Spooky stuff happens, possibly. I don't know. I am really looking forward to The Haunting. I think this is going to be a buddy read, hopefully soon. Next up, I'm so stoked for Agatha Christie, Murder on the Orient Express. I just watched the movie recently and my goodness, I enjoyed it so much. The cast of characters, the atmosphere, the mystery, the cinematography, it was just really, really wonderful. And so I need to read the book. Honestly, I was planning on reading the book before watching the movie, but then I cracked and I watched the film first. Whatever, it happens sometimes, you know? I have read Agatha before. I read And Then There Were None, and then last year I read Murder at the Vicarage, and I enjoyed that one so much. So I'm really looking forward to reading more from Agatha, and then from here, I guess I will read more. I know I keep saying I'm excited for all of these books, but this may well be the one that I'm the most excited for. But a little backstory, I asked Adrian from Strip Cover Lit when I was creating this book haul if he had any suggestions to make this a little bit more well-rounded, because I didn't just want it to be just a bunch of books about sea monsters, right? He recommended poetry and short stories, of course. So what I did was I looked up poetry and the sea or the ocean or something, and what I found was this right here, Poems of the Sea, Everyman's Library Pocket Poets. This is a little pocket book of sea poetry. It is absolutely gorgeous. The lighting is awful, but this book is beautiful. Naked, it's gorgeous too. I already started reading this and I love it so much. This is going to be something I read and then reread and then reread again and read, and you get the picture. I really, really, really love this and I'm so happy that I found it. Next up, we got a great one, and that's Cujo by Stephen King. My lighting is awful, I'm sorry, but Cujo by Stephen King. Look at the back of this. It is look at that. What a great author photo. So Cujo, I vaguely remember watching the film as a kid and it freaking me out because killer dog. That's all I remember. So I'm really excited to read this one. I just read 11/22/63 recently and I loved it so much. So this will be the next Stephen King that I read and I'm looking forward to it. And then I picked out some short stories. This is the collected stories of Carson McCullers. So I've never read any Carson McCullers before, but I was watching an old film recently, one that I really enjoyed, and then I found out that it was originally adapted from a book, and then I figured out who wrote the book, and then I fell down a rabbit hole and I realized I want to read some Carson McCullers. So I got this hoping it would be a nice place to start. This includes The Member of the Wedding and The Ballad of the Sad Cafe and a bunch of short stories, I guess. I've never read anything by her, like I've said, so if any of you have, I would love to know your thoughts down below. The next book I have is The Deep by Nick Cutter. A lot of you are going to be very happy that I finally got this because I get comments all the time from people saying, have you read Nick Cutter? Have you read The Deep? You really should because it's perfect for you. So I'm so happy I found a copy on Thriftbooks. I've really been wanting to read Nick Cutter for a while now because of all of these comments. He also has The Troop. I think he has a book called Little Heaven, I'm not completely sure. But like I said, this one sounds right up my alley. From what I remember, this is about a plague that sort of, I guess, starts to wipe out humanity. There's a cure, it's called ambrosia, but it's found in the Mariana Trench. So I guess there's a research lab down below in the trench. And I guess this research lab stops making contact with the outside world. So people have to go down there and figure out what's happening. I don't know any more than that. I could be completely wrong with what I just said, but nonetheless, I'm really looking forward to this one. I love this cover, and we have reached the final book. The final book that I have for this book haul is a biography, and it's a biography on John Steinbeck by Jay Perini. I don't read enough biographies, so if you have recommendations for those below, please leave them. But I figured Steinbeck would be perfect for me to read. I have a Steve Jobs one. I hope to get to that soon. I love Steinbeck, as we all know, so I'm so stoked, and I love this edition. It's really, really beautiful. And that is my book haul. That is the end of my Thriftbooks book haul. I hope you guys enjoyed that. If you've read any of these books, if you have any thoughts or opinions, I would love if you'd leave a comment down below and we could chit chat. That'd be awesome. And I think that's all I have to say for today. Yeah, I think so. I hope you guys have a great day or night wherever you are, and I will see you in another video soon. Bye.